Welcome back to 18 Crow Tarot. I'm Stacy, and I wanted to do an encouraging message for the viewer today. What's an encouraging message that the viewer needs to hear at this point in time, whenever they're viewing this? Curiosity. Wow. I shuffled it so much. So, influence. Oh my god. And trickery. Okay. An encouraging message. It feels like off the bat from this, and based on the energies around, illusion that came up in the last ones, trickery, influence, mimicry. Whoa, this is all the bad ones. These are all the bad ones. What happened here? Spirit, what happened? Let me say one more. But okay, so curiosity, master number is 11. Find the mastery in whatever you're going through, whatever you're. It's around resistance. Again, this came up in the last readings, in the last few readings. It's almost like, yeah, find the wisdom, stay curious about what's happening. What if something is being repetitive, why does it keep happening? Territory. So something about a spiritual territory. Is it underground? Is it physical? Is it internal, external? I'll put it over here. Get curious about your terrain, your house, your internal body. Well, let me start the clock, hold on. Or your external as well. How does your internal affect the external? What happens when you change how you react? How does the external reflect that, or how does it behave, you know? And I want to see what this pertains to, so we're going to switch it around a little bit more. That's an encouraging message. What does this curiosity pertain to? Loneliness. Okay. How about territory? Destiny. So, based on this, your curiosity about the void that's going on, the gap time. If it's feeling like a little quiet, if it's feeling like a little, like you're wondering too much, you know what I mean? Like, make something out of this. It feels like that energy came up like a couple of readings ago, but it was like, the one, like in a way, it's almost like making something out of this time, making something out of this space, because the space was intentionally created with the destiny. It was intentionally created for you to do something different. Let's see with this deck. If you're an artist and you're seeing this, or you have any type of, I mean, an artist is, it's funny, quality over quantity. I shared something today. Let me read it real quick. It says, hold on. It says, an artist isn't limited to a medium, a canvas, a platform, or a feeling. You are in all ways an artist. Oh, hold on. The next part, it says, and perhaps for years you've suppressed it and felt the depression from denying this part of yourself. So you might feel lonely in spaces, even if they're crowded, if this resonates with you. And it might be just because, oh, quality over quantity. Yeah, like you were just feeling it with anything. I think I also had another quote or epiphany that it was like the worst type of connections, well, there's nothing worse that comes from connecting with people out of boredom. Honestly, it feels like that to me. It came like it was just something I've learned. It was from my past experiences. Every time something comes from boredom, and in a way of connecting with people, like out of the shackles, out of the attachments, out of the just trauma bonding with people, it just creates this, I don't know, eventually it just doesn't match well. So it feels like right now you're being asked to just get curious with yourself. Check your words again. Redefining your idea of God, perhaps, your heart, being curious about what you think of things, what you think of life. What is your philosophy? One more, Spirit. What's an encouraging message for the viewer? This could apply in different areas, so let me know if it does. Oh, well, we got a couple more. So it says burn the memories, which is alchemy, cleanse, and talk to dogs. So sometimes if it resonates, it's almost like if you prefer quality over quantity, or you're like the type of person who prefers talking to kids or animals over people, and it feels like that's for a reason. But it's also asking you to, yeah, to kind of like go outside. Let's get into tarot. I feel like that's gonna clarify a little bit more. The lovers wanted to come out, but it didn't. So maybe burn the memories for the lovers, like those past experiences that are keeping you kind of like shackled into a territory of even yourself, like internally, you know? Ooh. Yes. This one is it's almost like the Seven of Swords. I feel like I've said this before here. It's like analyze your, it goes with this too, like analyze what you want to continue to think about. Like once you find out, like you get curious about things and take with you the thoughts that help you. yeah, there's definitely conflict. So it's asking you to burn the past, burn the depression. Depression is, I think, is when you focus too much on the past, and anxiety is when you focus too much on the future. Ooh, the moon hidden. Challenge about perhaps like coming into that epiphany or knowing how to act. It seems like, yeah, like leaving something behind. I feel like you're really encouraged to get curious about, even mentally, like, ooh, about the changes. How would it look like in these changes? Taking a different road, taking the shackles off, flying out the cage. Let's see, what else? We got 7 of Pentacles. So you've been patient, and it is asking you for patience. Also, I didn't mention the egg cleanse. It's just almost like cleansing your energy from the past, from whatever conflict happens. You know, just cleansing your energy and doing alchemy, cleansing, protection, cleansing your chakras. Page of Pentacles. I feel like you're focusing on stability and building something. And it seems like the Magician. Wow, this came in the last reading. And it seems like perhaps you're holding on to something too tightly. You're holding on to something too tightly that you might need to let go of, but it is helping you become this new person, this new aspect of you. And this is like what, the major arcana. So let's see. Anything else? Any other layers to this encouragement? I'm trying to find the encouraging words of this. The Chariot. Yes, take action. Okay. Ace of Pentacles, Temperance, the Hierophant. It's almost like it's something good is coming. Celebration. Ooh. Okay, so because of the Lovers, it seems like this could be a contract. Ooh, fast celebration. All of this keep coming up. Equal exchange. So listen, the Lovers wanted to come out and it didn't. So there might be some, I think the Resistance one, like I think I split it before, and it's still a little bit of that hidden energy. So you do want to like go after something. You want to create something stable. And you are being asked to take action. Because right now the Knight came in the challenge position, basically saying that you're either not taking decisive action, or you're like having challenge between these changes of the mind and the heart, right? The Lovers being the heart, and also redefining your idea of God. That's your heart chakra. So I feel like right now, you might be not called, but I think I would advise you to work with the green colors, green stones, crystals. That's your heart chakra. Go out in nature because it's green, by a tree or something. Look at this one. Stay patiently by a tree so you can have these ideas. Maybe talk to God under a tree. Just sit over there and, you know, connect with yourself, connect with the hidden parts of yourself, and see how you can rebuild your life from the internal out. Because there's a saying in Spanish that it says like, I mean, I feel like I say it in English pretty well, but it's like, it starts at home, period, right? Everything starts at home. Your habits, anything, it starts at home. So how you treat others, how you treat yourself, it starts at home. You learn that behavior somehow. So you can rewire that. You can change your destiny, especially if you're the Magician. Where is it? Oh, where is it? Where is it? What's happening? Oh, the Magician, yes. So you're creating alchemy on real time right now, definitely. And or you're being asked to let go of something old in order to fulfill who you're being called to be, right? Which is going to give you a lot of stability. And look, equal exchange. So it's going to pay you back. It's going to treat you well. It's going to, all the love, everything you put in, it's going to come back to you. And the Eight of Wands is like fast, passionate. It's quick. The Three of Cups is a celebration. You know, it's a gathering. It's a get together. The Hierophant is like a contract of either in business or also if you're connected to God. Let's say you sit by a tree and then you're being, you know, and then what if you end up having like the best moment with yourself because now you feel like attuned to yourself. So this could apply for some of you as well. But the Hierophant is also like marriage. And if it's paired up with the Lovers, it's almost like you're creating this connection. Or you're manifesting it. It's coming to you. And right now I'm seeing like the key, which is like, I have one of these keys. And the key is inside of you. It feels like you just need to unlock it. Something I've never mentioned here on this channel is that the Magician, for the ones who are new to tarot, the Magician has all of the utensils, the materials needed. It has the cup, which is an emotional control, the control over your emotions, the emotional intelligence. It has the wand, which is the creation, connected to earth. You know what I mean? It's almost like Harry Potter, like with the wand. Like you can create anything, obviously. We have the Pentacles, which is the stability. This Page of Pentacles is that initial thought, that initiative, that kid in you, like you're following your highest excitement. And you have also the Sword, balancing the emotion with the physical. That goes with the territory, the internal and the external. It's balancing. I've never noticed that actually, but yes. So you're creating this connection and it's gonna make you really happy. And you are being called to temper between the physical and, yeah, your internal. Like I think right now you're being called to or if this is an encouragement, it's just like, okay, continue because you're doing really well, and continue to temper your internal body with your external. It feels like that's what's going to help you proceed very smoothly. If you needed permission to change, if you needed permission to take a leap, take action, give yourself that permission. I would say I give you permission, but I feel like it's more fulfilling when it comes from you, when it comes from the self. We have the vow and apocalypses. So apocalypses, should I read it? Where is it? It seems like, I mean, from, okay, I found it easy. Okay, cool. The unknown becomes known and guides the way. Yes. So once you figure out what your destiny is, once you figure out like what your purpose, yourself, like what it is, like once something clicks, it's gonna help you guide you. Like that connection, it's gonna be like you're gonna be full on the Hierophant, which is that contract that we were talking about. So for some of you, if it's in the dark side, it's showing up with the fatalism, hopelessness. So it feels like if that's that like this loneliness, you know, if you're coming from this, it's not a bad thing. Like, you know, just feel the emotions, feel like where is it coming from, and it feels like you could rewire it altogether. But it says removing the veil of deception. Apocalypsis indicates a particular painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposing directions. The first is a lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed. This is that moon energy, what's hidden, seen and unearthed. No matter how revealing it is to witness them come into light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and the new story forms. Apocalypse's energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hidden. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Ooh, that's a like really nice energy. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. So that's honestly confirming everything I've been saying with the temperance, like staying balanced. The lovers is like that balance between your feminine and your balanced side too. Like, since this is a shadow work channel, and most likely if you make it apply to yourself, you'll find the messages, and I trust that you'll get the message that you're meant to in this reading, right? So continue to get the curiosity, follow that of what's hidden, you know, and something will be revealed to you during that. Let's see how your heart is at this moment. How is the viewer's heart at this moment? Better off, happiness, clear headspace. Yeah, so you're working on and getting like a better perspective about things, redefining your idea of things, of God, of life. You know, you're seeing things with a better, yeah, the veil is lifted off. But sometimes it does require you to stay grounded, meaning taking a breather, knowing when to step back. And I'm going to pull up an angel card. Support. You have support from your angels. You have support from your spirit. And also seek support, you know, if you need some type of support, like don't be afraid to seek it. But I feel like at this point quality is better, so also having that like discernment about where you seek it, or you know what I mean. Or also like I think I mentioned in the beginning that it was like don't do it out of like emptiness or something. I feel like find support in God. I feel like that's the better type of in yourself, the God in you, the leading force that you have, you know, and completely make that vow to yourself. And this is my advice. You see how this key is like internally, it's you have the key within you. If you want to make something almost like a contract, like an official contract, which you see this dove line and you see like the wings behind it too. It's almost like if you want to make this official, what could be something that you make official? A ceremony, an art piece that you can see always, and you know, do you want to buy a ring and put it as a like, you know, like some people do like, what is that, promise rings, right? So it's like if you want to make something like that, you buy yourself a chain, or you buy yourself something that like it kind of makes you understand that vow to yourself, you know what I mean? And that way it kind of keeps you, while you're shifting, while you're going from the old, it keeps you like working towards it, and it keeps the hope up, it keeps the perspective like fresh in your mind, so you don't forget it. Because I'm sorry, I'm gonna share something too. In the past, like there was changes I was trying to make, and one of them was to stop drinking, or I think it was like stop smoking. So like I feel like once I stopped smoking, which is, I'm not saying there's anything wrong, it's just like for my lungs, I have asthma, all of that, whatever. Anyway, so I'm listening to my body, I'm like, I really need to stop smoking. And I quit, and I completely forgot about it, because I didn't have anything that kind of like officialized the vow that I made to myself, you know? And then someone asked me this, someone was like, oh, you want to smoke? Pass me the joint or something. And then I was like, oh, sure. And then I'm hitting on, and then like mid-hit or 2 hits or whatever, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot I was supposed to stop smoking. Because sometimes like coming out of those habits, it's so different that, you know, after doing it, especially after doing it over and over and over, which is like the repetitive actions, and you know what I mean? So yeah, it might feel like those changes might bring you that gap period of like, what the F do I feel my time now? What do I do? So just go towards happiness, go towards, you know, go towards the light, go towards your light, and then just bring it out. You see how like this territory is like shining light? It's like that's gonna be you. That's you. Once you make this, it's gonna be like, boom. the sun comes out. You know what I mean? So this is your message. I hope it encouraged you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.